changing of that polarized state versus a neutral state can absolutely cause people to pass out and then wake right back up again. It can cause the difference between a person being absolutely depressed and happy.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Because isn't barometric pressure, doesn't that kind of...
Well, this is due to ions.
Okay.
Because right now we have a negatively charged field around us.
Okay.
A pretty constant field. If the sun changes its poles, that field is going to change. So it's not going to be predominantly negatively charged. We're going to have a lot of chaos in the ionosphere.
That's going to affect
It's going to cause a concentration of everybody to scramble instantly. Now, in a controlled environment, what that has done was put people in a coma. It also caused people to act out of rage. It also caused ladies, it caused them to almost go through their part of their mental cycle and physical cycle mixed together. It causes them to go through the mental part where their hormones are not releasing correctly. Because any female out there who is not getting a specific hormone, they become angry. They do. They become angry. And it's important for them to know this so that when it hits, they can override it. Not make an excuse for the anger, but just simply say no to it. Males, likewise, can become highly aggressive.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But during its transition, you're going to see people passing out all over the place. Now, just imagine if a person is driving. Right?
Oh, no.
And all of a sudden, certain parts of the atmosphere hit this chaos level.
Yeah.
That actual change from being polarized to depolarized can cause a person, it absolutely can cause a person to be asleep or have wakefulness, right? Because all the potassium, calcium, magnesium ions are going to also alter. And we know what happens when you don't have magnesium. If you don't have magnesium and manganese, you become irritated. You're in a bad mood, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
Right? So everything that stabilizes us, that causes us to have high levels of empathy and compassion, this, that, and the other by way of the flesh, is going to be gone. So what happens to a person who does not have Christ during that time?
Well, they become very volatile. Very volatile.
Right, because they're not born again spiritually.
Right.
They have nothing to override the flesh. One consolation a Christian has is if they are a born again Christian, given a new spirit, their spirit can outweigh anything that alters in the flesh. And they can actually correct the flesh by way of the spirit. That's by the power of Christ.
Right.
There's one simple hearing hack anyone can use to improve their hearing almost overnight. Did you know that hearing impairments have nothing to do with your ears?
So all they have to continue to do is have faith, and their body goes through a multitude of corrections. That's also been
that is a total advantage. So
Yeah.
the believers have a tremendous advantage because
Absolutely.
God will regulate.
Absolutely.
He can fix the places. He said, "I make every crooked place straight. Every valley I'll exalt, and every mountain I'll bring low." So in other words, He can balance out our lives no matter what the environment is.
Okay.
It's like something bad happens in your life, right?
Yeah.
If something bad happens in your life, if you weren't a Christian, you wouldn't have that moment where it feels like you're sitting in a conference room with your conscience and you say, you know what, I can't act on this. And you start praying or something and then you normalize, right? Now, a person that does not have that, the only thing they have, Pastor Paul, is their reactionary period.
Yeah.
In the time where those ions in their neurological systems are in chaos.
So
they're going to start acting upon their own chaos internally in their brains. It will cause a heightened state of fear also. And here's the big one. You ready for this?
Okay.
It will change human perspective from that day forward. Right now, we can't see too much, right? We can't. If they know this with electronics and, with subliminal messages and this, that, and the other, they do things like that because we can't see outside of a certain frequency range.
Right.
Well, if the charge changes within our brains, we're going to start perceiving things very differently. I mean, extremely differently. So when you instead of catching something out of the corner of your eye, it's going to be right in front of you.
I see.
Right?
I see.
And right now, there's a spiritual realm around us, but we have no ability to see in it. Not because it's not there, it's because we don't see in that range, that spectrum.
Right.
So imagine that spectrum opened up to us.
It would change our total
There you go.
perspective.
Yeah.
And we're not